So what is multiplicity? Multiplicity is how many times with the same solution. So after you have a solutions and you want to see if the system have that exactly the same solution how many times. For example, I have 7 x plus 9 to the 4 power, x minus 2 to the third power, x minus 1 to the second power, and x plus 4. So that's 9. So to solve these equations, we're going to set everything equal to 0. Okay, so the first one, we can do x plus 9 equal to 0. So x equal to negative 9. So because it has the exponent, let's see, it has exponent of a 4. So this one has the multiplicity of 4. Okay, let's try the next one so you can see the pattern here. X minus 2 equal to 0. I solve for this. I have x equal to 2. Then I'm not going to rewrite this word. So the multiplicity well, I'm being sloppy here, of the exponent is 3. So it's 3. So that's exponent right here. Okay. So let's moving on to the next one. To solve x minus 1 equal to 0, x equal to a positive 1, then the multiplicity of this is 2 because the exponent is 2. So pay attention to the exponent. Now the last one, x plus 4 equal to 0, the solution is x equal to negative 4. Then the multiplicity of this one is what? There's nothing here. What's going on here? So there's you don't see the exponent here, but there's a hidden one. So the multiplicity of 1. So that's telling you that it only one solution for x equal to a negative 4. That's all on multiplicity. So the next one that we want to talk about is the solutions of the inequality of polynomial. That's a lot more important. Okay, so uh, the solution to uh, inequality of a polynomial. So if you forgot what the polynomial is, look for the video that has the introductions of polynomial. So the question is they want to find the solutions to this polynomial. Let's say they want this to be less than 0 because it's inequality. So you expect to see um, this either less than 0 or greater than 0 or less or equal to 0 or greater or equal to 0. So we have to solve for this. Okay, so now first we need to know what the solution is. Solution is when we make this equal to 0, so we can solve for this. So if we have x plus 3 equal to 0, the solution is x equal to negative 3. So what if x uh, equal to x minus 4 equal to 0, 0, we have x equal to 4 we saw x minus 1 equal to 0, x equal positive 1. So there's three solutions to this. But that is the solution if this y function is equal to 0, not less than 0. Okay, so we need to find the interval, all the solutions of x that make this y less than 0. Okay, so let's see what the graph looks like. Okay, so I have put it in there, but let's see what it look like. Okay, so that look like that. Okay, so the three solutions, if this function's y equal to 0, are negative 3, 1, 4. And that's what we have here. So those three are the x-intercept. So now we need to solve for less than 0. So here I'm going to use the table. Okay, so I'm going to use the table. So I'm going to use the table like this. Okay, the first one is the x. Whatever the x solution is. This one is x plus 3. This one is x minus 4. This one is x minus 1. So you want to put all, so depending on how many group of the you have on your inequality, you list all of them out. Okay, you list all of them. Now, moving on to the top, you want to put the solutions that you found in order, the list to the greatest. So the smallest number to the left, and then just go up accordingly. You have to make sense of this. You don't want to just randomly pick and choose any numbers go to here. So we have 3 here, so negative 3. So we have 3 solutions right there. Okay, so we have 3 solutions here. So the negative 3 is the smallest one, just like the number line. Okay, think about the number line. Negative 3 is here, and 1 is here somewhere on the number line, and 4 is here. So that is the order that you want to put on here. Okay, so now we want to figure it out. Let me draw the line here as well. So at negative 3, which one equal to 0? This one. Okay, so x negative 2, 3. X plus 2 equals 0. So you put a 0 there. Okay, you put the line right here so you know that's kind of a borderline. So what happened x equal to 1? X equal to 1, the x minus 1 equal to 0. Now when x equal to 4, this is going to equal to 0. So now we want to test it out. So we want to test each of one of the interval of each of the group to see if the numbers are negative or positive. Okay, so I have to test it out. So this is the way you tested it out. So you want to pick, let's say, if you want the number to be smaller than a negative 3. Let's say if I pick a negative 4. Okay, let's say if I pick a negative 4, for example, I pick, let's say if test it out, let's say I pick a negative 4 here. So if I pick a negative 4, I have to plug in the x plus 3 to see what is this greater than 0 or less than 0. So if I pick a negative 4, okay, and then if I plug in the x plus 3, then I'm going to plug it in negative 4 plus 3 is going to give me a negative 1, which is the negative number. So I'm going to put just a negative here. So we just want to know the sign of each of the group. Okay. So now anything greater than -3. So let's see. Anything greater than -3. So you just pick any number you like. On the right hand side of a -3, I can pick 1 or 0. I can pick 0. If I pick x equal to a 0, then I put in again. I'm doing the first one. Okay. There's three equations here. So 1, 2, 3. So if it's 0 plus 3, it's going to give me +3. So this is a positive number. So I'm going to positive, positive, positive. Okay, so make sure that you kind of draw the borderline for everything like that. Okay. All right. So you got the first one done. Just like that. Now move on to the second, x minus 4, the second equations. So the solution is x equal to 4. So you have to pick the numbers that's smaller than 4, which is on the left of 4, and the numbers that bigger than 4. So to pick the numbers that smaller than 4, I can pick 0. Okay, if I pick 0, I say x equal to 0, then I put the 0 in, so be 0 minus 4 is -4, which is a negative number. So everything on the left hand side of a 4 is a negative. Now I need to pick the numbers that on the right hand side of a 4, which is bigger than 4. So again, this is came from the first equation, this from the second equation, and uh, it's going to be the third equations. So if I pick x equal to 5, then 5 minus 4 is 1, it's positive. So this is going to be a positive number to the right hand of 4, anything bigger than 4. All right, and moving on to equation number 3. So the solution is x equal to 1. So I need to pick the number that is smaller than 1. And you have to be um, uh, make sense of this. Any number. That means you pick any number that you like. You pick the best one, which is the smallest number that you can pick. Okay, so anything less than 1, I pick 0. Okay, so I just pick the easiest numbers. So x equal to 0 there, then I have 0 minus 1, give me a -1, so that is negative. So you only put the negative side to the left hand side of the 1. Okay. Now, moving on to the right hand side, let's just pick x equal to 2. So I don't want to pick 4, 5, it's too big. Okay, x equal to 2. So I put in the equation number 3, I have 2 minus 1, give me 1. So that's positive, I put the positive side. Everything on every cell on every boxes on the right hand side of that 0 for equation number 3. So now at the end, so this is um, when you find the interval. Okay, so this is the interval. So let's call that interval. So let's draw the box down here. Okay, so now think about if you want to multiply it straight down. So if you have a negative number, time a negative, time a negative, so remember you multiply them straight down, you're going to have a negative number. When you have a positive number, time a negative, you're going to have a positive number here. And positive time positive, you're going to have a negative. And then for this side, all three are positive multiplied together, you will have a positive number. So now what do they want? They want anything that less than 0, which is saying that I want the negative. I want the negative interval. Okay. So that's what that is. So they want a negative interval. Okay, I run out of space. So I need to move it up a little bit, but I don't want to move it up too much. So we want, keep in mind that we want a negative interval. So let's look at the bottom on the interval is on the table. So the solutions, okay, so the solutions is anything less than negative 3. So we can write negative infinity to a negative 3. What else we have between 1 and 4? So 1 and 4. So those two are negative. As you can see, you have a negative here, you have a negative there. So now if they have less or equal to 0, then you just have to make the parenthesis bracket into the square bracket. Okay, now look at the graph. So anything that less than 0 is going to be a negative. So negative interval mean the part of the graph need to stay below the x-axis. So you can see right here. Okay, so and from this point of x negative 3, anything on the left of that graph, look at this part. Okay, it's negative, it's below the x-axis. And what else? The small u between 1 and 4. See, just this little u here. So that's between x equal to 1 and x equal to a 4. So here we got it. So I want to move the screen down a little bit so you can see the entire screen, just in case you need to take your notes.